Hello.
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
I think so.
All right. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Binge Society.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
The first.
The Genesis.
I'm Winston.
I'm Danny Bronner.
And I'm Yemi. Shut your mouth off a lobby. No, just joking.
So I heard y'all had a really interesting weekend. Well, I guess it was Friday night. Y'all went out, hit the town, right? East Village.
Yeah. So we're a couple of comics, some more experience than others. Yemi is a true seasoned veteran. I'm a noob.
That's another word for old. He's an old shit who hasn't made it yet.
He's old, defeated. You just see it in his eyes.
Oh, man.
But yeah, we went out. We saw some comedy at Beauty Bar.
Yes.
Shafir dropped in. That was cool to see.
That was
nice.
hilarious, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that he was just there, and he actually did a set.
Yeah, he did a set.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was getting prepared to do a set at the stand.
At the new stand around Union Square, there's the stand, if you're a comedy head, the stand, NYC, was in Gramercy, got shut down and opened up recently. So it's really nice. Go check it out if you're a comedy aficionado.
Or if you just want to get some nice fancy cocktails.
For
that
$40,
may or
Jesus
may not
Christ.
get.
$40, man. I can't do that. I can't
Pretty
afford
sure the
that
one I
shit.
got was just pure
You can't binge
apple
there.
juice.
You can't
Yeah,
binge
yeah,
there.
binge there.
You'll go broke before you binge there.
Yeah.
Can't binge there.
If you want to be part of the society, cut that place out of your map. Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening. We're so happy that you're with us. We'll be talking about Comic-Con 2019 today.
Yeah.
And all the happenings. Well, mainly we're going to be focusing on Marvel and their, Phase 4?
Phase Forge. Just a phase.
Wait, before
just a
we-
phase. But before, let's talk about it.
Who are we? Like,
who
this is like,
are-
I don't think people know who we are. We gotta introduce ourselves.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing?
What do we
here?
do in this
Why are
society
we
of
doing this?
binging? What are we binging on exactly?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
It's definitely not porno.
So as
People are like, I'm not listening to
we're
this.
we're just gonna sit here.
We're just gonna watch and critique
porno.
porn.
That's not a bad idea.
That's
You know
not
what?
a bad idea.
We're not doing this
call
podcast
it-
anymore.
All
We're
right,
doing another
this-
podcast.
Stop
That's
recording.
no
No,
way to
just go.
beat your asshole, man. I could have done a much better job than that.
Let's
Call that a
critique,
bazillion?
let's critique this lemon party right now. These fucking old guys. All right. No, but like serious, for serious.
Yeah.
So, as
We're
was
three
indicated
friends,
by the
first of
topic
all.
for today. Yeah, we are friends. We do
From
not
way
hate each
back.
other.
We
have a
from
positive,
way back.
not toxic relationship. That's
Yeah.
good. Always good. So what are we binging on? I think by the topic of suggestion of Comic-Con and the Marvel Universe, we will be talking lots about things you view with your eyeballs, i.e. movies, things on the Netflix and the Hulu and the streaming services, all the things that you watch
Anime.
and enjoy.
Maybe
Anime.
Yeah.
But we'll also be talking about other things. It doesn't happen
Music.
very often.
Yeah.
Music, yes.
Yes.
It may come to pass. Doesn't happen often, like I said. But we might read a book. We may read a book,
Ooh.
binge read a book, and talk about what's happening.
Do people
with
still read
that
books
book.
these
Yeah,
days?
They do. Or if you're like me, and you're lazy, and
He
you like
audibles
nonfiction,
it.
you audible it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pull an audible.
Yeah, that's right. I did it as a verb. I said it as a verb, goddamn. You better
like
audible that shit.
So in any case, we're going to be doing lots of things. We're going to be critiquing the things we watch, read, and listen to. We are going to be previewing things to come. We might even be previewing some things that are in the news. As of today, oh my God, it's July 24th, the Mueller investigation.
that's
He
right.
is testifying before Congress. Shit is going down.
Oh, word?
But we're pulling our
Today's the
attention
day.
away from that.
I have no idea what's going on politically. So
This
like-
is not the venue for that.
I purposely tried to ignore it because I was
Me
like, you know
too,
what?
man.
I'll take in some clips of it later. I was like, I can't get the mindset for that today.
It's white noise to me. I just know things are fucked, and I'm just like, all right, well,
yeah. I mean, between what's
how my
going
pockets
on,
looking? Good? All right, that's what I focus on. All right.
exactly. Between the Mueller report, what's going on in the UK, what's going on in Puerto Rico, my mind is on
Oh,
overload
yeah,
right
Puerto
now.
Rico's like the protests and everything.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But
It's
but
insane.
we're not talking about that, right?
We're selective about what we binge on. I was binging on
we're
that, but we're not
binging
talking
about
it.
things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
deter our attention from things we should be
Exactly.
looking at.
Yeah.
And things that, maybe it's a guilty pleasure. Maybe you like, what's a guilty pleasure that people like?
Hanson, the band.
Hanson, aren't they like 22? Aren't they like not?
I think they're like 50.
Are they still virgins? I know they had like the virgin thing.
That was the
going down.
Jonas Brothers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that shows my age.
And now one of them is getting that Sansa booty, the
Oh,
king of
that's
the
right.
North.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Oh,
about that.
they
Trying
made-
to become the king of the South, if you know what I'm saying.
right.
Can we get a
Anal sex.
Can we get a for every joke? Every singer?
We'll work on that for the next episode.
That'd be dope if we had like
for the
a
next
Jamaican here. More fire, more fire. Rewind. All right.
What if we just did our own drops with our
Yeah, I
mouths
think
and faces?
we're
We
Like
could
that.
do
more
that.
than enough
We
equipped
could do
to
that.
be zany. So
All right.
lots going on
All
in
right.
political, but we're gonna be binge society and just the stuff you binge. We're probably gonna talk about.
Exactly.
That's a good one liner, right?
Shows. I think in most episodes we'll be talking about multiple topics, but today there can be only one topic,
Only one
and it's
topic.
about Phase 4.
And that's where the proverbial bomb drops right there.
No, okay.
Well,
I
you
was
know
trying
what?
to do- I was
I'm
trying-
getting no reaction because there are no Avengers in Phase 4.
That's right. There are.
Oh, should we say spoiler alert? No, there's no
There's
spoilers.
no
Is that-
spoilers.
There will be
Spoilers.
spoilers.
I mean-
We will be referring to movies
All right.
that are out in the MCU universal sphere, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So yeah. If
Okay. Well, if you've been living underneath a rock for the past however many years,
For all you rock people. out
Marvel
there.
has been doing this.
don't
maybe-
rock shame, man.
You rock shaming? What's the goddamn?
Well, I mean,
We're gonna get letters tomorrow. Like,
we are, man. We just started. We're already gonna get
Episode one.
letters and emails.
I
and
love
shit,
my
man. I'm
rock.
not ready for that, man. All right, let's get the show on the road, shall we?
Let's do it.
So what
yes.
happened this past weekend, Winston?
Tell us. Update us.
Well, Mr. How do you say his last name?
Kevin is his first name. His
Okay.
last name is Feige.
Feige. That's right. I kept wanting
Wait,
to say.
did you say Feige?
Feige.
It's
That
Feige.
sounds like someone wants to say.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I don't want.
I kept thinking it was Feige, but
Family
it's not.
show.
It's Feige. Anyway, but yeah. So I watched. As I watched, I saw him come up very excited to the microphone and announce, all the actors and everything happening in the Marvel universe, Phase 4.
Yeah, just an absolute flood of information
Yeah.
and lots of hints at things to come. Lots of specifics. A lot more specifics than I was expecting, for sure.
Yeah.
Can I ask you you excited about?
Well,
Or should we get into that later?
Let's get into it. So
Can
in
I
the,
just-
in
can
the
I just-
general sense,
I am. Can I just say I am like underwhelmed. I'm just not no
Okay.
shade.
Okay.
And they might change it once the marketing machine happens
Yeah.
and they put the stars together. But from just a bullet point list, I'm just like meh.
yeah.
I mean, I'm very curious.
Besides
right?
Blade and X-Men and Fantastic Four, I'm
Yeah.
meh.
Yeah. So how about let's go through the list of
Okay.
all the
Alright.
different things that have been announced, and then we'll give our general impressions.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
that's
So let's-
what's happening.
let's start
top
with-
to bottom. May 1st, 2020. Winston,
Right.
what's coming out?
Okay, so we got Black Widow, of course, directed by
Scarlett Johansson, I watch her any day of the week. She
directed
don't-
by Kate
That sounds
Shortland.
so great.
Jesus.
So she'll be starring in that
Hubble?
film along with Florence Pugh, David Harbour, of course, from Stranger Things, Rachel Weisz, and O.T. Fagben. And the villain will be Taskmaster?
The villain is Taskmaster.
What is his power? I remember playing him in UMVC 3 for all you video game guys.
Yeah,
And he had
that was the
everyone-
first time I
I've
saw
ever
his
seen him.
character.
He was pretty dope. His
He's
movie.
got a hood. He's got a hoodie, and he's got a skull face. And I think he's just like a
doesn't he
master of like different.
He steals everyone's power. Like he has a lot of
Yeah.
different powers from what because he says stuff in the game where he's like, I learned that move from Cap. Like he has like a shield
I
dash
think
and all that stuff.
He learns from the best and he implements it too. Also,
Isn't he super old because he has a skull as a face or something like that?
I think that's probably just due to poor moisturizing. He hasn't got a good moisturizing product, and that's
Yeah.
What's
that
going
is
on in the
most
sun,
of it.
raw dog.
Yeah. Put on some SPF.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think that's his power. I don't know. Let's just go through. Let's
Okay,
not get
okay.
So,
sidetracked.
all right.
Let's go through these titles.
All
The
right, so-
Eternals.
Yes, that's November 6th, 2020.
Don't know who they are.
Directed by Chloe Zhao, which is awesome. So have a Asian director on it,
That's what's
Asian
up.
woman director on it. Of course, the cast will have Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani.
Comic.
Yes, of course. It's actually quite a big cast. You have Selma Hayek on there, which I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
Who's looking fine.
Yeah, she
Oh,
hasn't
well,
aged a bit.
She's just got that eternal ass.
Yeah.
All right.
And Brian Tyree Henry is also great, along with Don Lee. So yeah, that should be interesting. I know nothing about them.
Do you guys know anything about the Eternals? I've read a
I know
lot of
nothing.
comics growing up.
Like we said, we're just going through the titles. We'll
Okay,
get back
okay,
to
okay.
it. So up next, we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, May 7th, 2021.
Jamaican air
And
horn. I
then
wanna
the
see
last film listed is Thor, Love and Basketball. I mean Thunder.
Basketball.
Not Love and Basketball, but Thunder. We'll talk about that one.
Oh.
And so for the streaming services, these are TV drama series.
That comes
We've
with the
got-
asterisk is going to be on the new Disney.
on the Disney streaming service. Yeah.
Disney Plus.
So for those of you who are not in the know, Netflix is getting all their Disney properties pulled.
Pretty much.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, right?
It has
Yeah.
happened.
It has
I mean,
happened.
yeah.
It's happened already?
I mean, those shows have been canceled.
Yeah, the
Well,
shows.
canceled, yeah.
Yeah, all the original shows are canceled, and basically, I think at a certain date, all the stuff that's on there now, like the Avengers and all that stuff, will eventually be
And the
pulled.
kids stuff, too.
And the kids stuff, too.
Because that's like a lot of their library.
Oh, really? I did not know about
Yeah.
that because...
Dude, yeah. If you have a kid, you just pop on like Toon,
Yeah,
Netflix,
there are
and
lots
it's
of
like
those
all
animated
Disney.
features,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I have not been watching. All right, moving right along, we've got WandaVision, which is all about the Scarlet Witch.
Wait,
and
did you say the first one?
Vision,
The Falcon?
Falcon and the Winter... Oh, I'm sorry. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Lots of questions about that. Up next, we've got WandaVision for a Spring 21 release, whereas the Falcon and Winter Soldier Fall 2020. Then we've got a very interesting one, Marvel What If animated series in the summer of 2021. Then we've got Loki Spring 2021, and then we've got Hawkeye Fall 2021.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've also got promises of future films. We've got Blade
Fingers crossed.
with
I'm excited
Mahershala
about-
Ali.
I'm excited about Blade.
Yeah,
I am
announcement.
excited about Blade. Yeah.
And then we've got hints that they will be doing X-Men and they will be doing Fantastic Four. When exactly, we do not know. But all right, let's get into our general impressions. Yemi, you hinted at that you are slightly underwhelmed.
And I'll say why, Dantastico. I don't know who these people are. Straight up. Here's the thing. You can't go from one of the greatest Marvel Cinematic Universes build up. Like, let's keep it real. Like, Avengers, like Endgame, and what was the first one?
Infinity War.
Like, two of the best, like, back to back. Like, I can say hands down. Like, bringing together all these people and a culmination of this universe and to like have Grimace. I can't remember.
Grimace?
I'm like Purple Man.
Thanos.
Like a really good villain because they say a movie is as good as its villain.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like look at Dark Knight and all that stuff. It was just great. And now, I mean, again, and I won't say it's meant to me, but this might not be a phase for me. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about this yesterday. Like maybe this phase is for some type of campaign. Like, and I feel like maybe it's for a diversity campaign, and I'm all for that. Notwithstanding, like, all right, is it gonna be good? Just make it good. Like, you can't have Phase 4 and then you're gonna reboot it or like continue the phase, and then it's like I don't know who Eternals are. Maybe they're gonna introduce me to Eternals, like pick up the comics so I can know the backstory.
Yep.
Whereas in the MCU, the one that just happened, I knew most of the lore. You know, like, oh yeah, I remember this, I remember that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of like maybe archaic and like antiquated thinking, like I remember the way things were versus like, oh, this is new, have an open mind, which I'm sure is happening because I'm like, there's like that dissonance, like I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
I want to see Blade, I want to see X-Men, I want to see things that I've saw already.
Yeah. So
so
here's my take on this phase generally, and I would agree that I am not anywhere near as hype as I was for other announcements. I forget what phase it was, but when they announced the Infinity War and Endgame phase that included Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I was super hyped for that. And also the thing for me is that you take the Infinity War and that comic. That's like we are 30 somethings, yeah. So
older millennials,
the Infinity Gauntlet.
Put my age out there.
Sweep that under the rug. We're 30 old and disgruntled. I mean, if you've just been broken by comedy, we can assume you're in your 30s. All right, so
I guess that's pretty accurate.
So what I'm getting at here is like that comic, the Infinity Gauntlet. That's what got me into comics when I was like 7 years old. I was like, oh boy, all the heroes together in one adventure against this big bad, no fooling. That got me into comics. And when we put it in movies,
you used to sound like that as a kid?
That's how I sound like as of yesterday. My balls just dropped.
You just went through a very, very late
late bloomer. So the build up towards even the build up, because like some of those movies were not good. A lot of the Thor Captain America were like Thor, Iron Man 2 and 3. In any case,
those were trash.
What those movies did have was like I watched those purely to build up towards the larger projects of Avengers and specifically the Infinity War.
Civil War was good.
So it's
really
like
good.
how is this phase ever gonna measure up to that? And I would liken it to this, and we said this was gonna be a little bit raw, so I would liken it to a sexual experience.
Oh,
So
boy.
like the
Hot-
this
Danny's
phase,
hot take.
the previous phase was
Your
a
ex-girlfriend?
climax. What?
Okay.
What?
No, I wasn't saying your ex-girlfriend, but I'm saying like your ex-girlfriend.
In
like,
general, your ex.
That's that. I'm sure I could spin that analogy. It would require a bit more thought than I can do right now.
Okay.
on the fly. But
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
so that was the climax. That was the blowing of the proverbial wad, or if you're female, I don't know if there are any wads involved. Anyways, I don't want to get in trouble. I already said something about
We're
Salma
going
Hayek's
down
internal
a
booty.
dark
Anyways,
corridor. Right
what I'm
now.
saying is we need a little bit of time to relax. You know, you gotta go like get a sandwich, get a juice, catch your breath. You know, rehydrate.
Okay, I understand
And
the
this
analogy
phase
now.
4 is a little bit of a refractory, if you will. You know,
refractory period.
a refractory. period.
Maybe you think they dropped. No, I mean I don't think. Well, it kind of just happened May, right? When did Endgame come out? Like April?
End of April.
End of April,
This
and
is
then
kinda
the
soon.
phase.
This is
a little
kinda
soon.
The
soon,
phase officially ended with Spider-Man, and then they did hint. I'm not gonna. You still haven't seen it, but
Oh.
Spider-Man: Homecoming. They did hint at
No spoilers.
what the
man.
larger story is to
Is-
come, and what I will say is that they had
Galactus is the new big baddie.
That's
That's a-
speculation, and we
that's
can talk about
speculation?
that. Yeah, it's speculation at this point. But
No,
we did see that Samuel L. Jackson or Nick Fury was on like a space station. So
it has to be Galactus.
there's gonna be a galactic elements. We're gonna be talking
Who
about
else-
space.
but
I
who-
agree.
but
I
who-
agree.
who- like you can't go backwards from Thanos. Like it's we can be
Yeah,
in space.
we're gonna need another big bad, and I think
Yeah.
at the end of this phase, you will start to see where they're moving towards in terms of the next big event. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your hot take, Winston?
What do you think?
Well, the thing is like I'm actually very curious about what they're gonna do. Am I
Okay.
amped? I'm not necessarily amped, but I'm very curious. I do like the diversity aspect.
I dig that. I love that Hollywood's going down that route.
Yeah. And I think the fact that they're doing that now is dope, and I hope that they do it the right way. And it seems like they're trying to do it the right way because they got some flack in the past for certain casting decisions that they made.
Oh yeah.
So I really believe that.
Talking Ghost in the Shell.
Go,
Remember
exactly.
that?
That was
I was
huge.
pissed about that, but like as an anime
Yeah.
fan, sorry, continue.
Yeah,
I don't want
that's
to.
something. That's actually that's a good point we can talk about. But I am hyped. Like I said, Blade, super hyped. Black Panther 2, super hyped. As far as the newer stuff that they're trying to put out, I am kind of interested in Eternals because the cast is really interesting. I like pretty much everyone on the cast.
Okay.
So I
That's
don't
fair
really know
enough,
their
yeah.
roles, but I'm super amped to see like what they're gonna do with that because everyone is like it's just such an eclectic mix of people.
Yeah.
So I just want to see what they're gonna do with that.
And to piggyback off you said eclectic mix, and this is definitely happening in Hollywood and media. And I'm 100%, Jamaican air horns down for diversity. Like we came up like with as diverse. You went to LaGuardia, I went to just living as New York
LaGuardia
City,
High School,
LaGuardia
not community
He-
college. I went to the proper
He
university.
didn't go to LaGuardia Airport. You
I
studied
went
at
to LaGuardia. You've been in the airport. You've seen the people there.
I was studying them just in case I became homeless. No, but like there is a diversity thing in media, like shows, like Insecure, this other show, Atlanta. Like there's a push for like people of color, and I'm all for that. That's why I'm like maybe this phase they're also joining that. Like case in point, Captain Marvel. That was definitely like a me. In my opinion. That was definitely a reaction to the Me Too, strong female lead kind of rhetoric.
Oh, absolutely.
And I didn't like the movie, not because of that, but because it was so heavy-handed. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yo, I don't care. Like, yes, she's a woman, but I don't care that I just want a good. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about. I'm not going to see it because she is a woman. I'm going to see it because it's Captain Marvel. Like, yeah, that's dope that she. But it was just very like. Women, girl power, and like
when she finally gets her like powers and she gets to express them, it goes into it goes into fucking no doubt. Like I'm just a girl. Or like
I was a fan.
No,
and
we didn't need Gwen Stefani to fucking spell it out for us.
However, I was a fan of the like '90s ish throwback.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And saying that to say, I'm not. I'm aware that maybe that wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That movie's not for it's not marketed towards. Mid 30-something black guy. You know, it's maybe marketed to like a lesbian couple and their daughter. Like finally a movie for us. Like, and maybe it had to be heavy-handed. So that being said, this phase, I don't know where they're going. Maybe it's gonna be like a whole look at our diversity.
I mean,
look at all these different people on screen together doing crazy shit.
I don't think they need to be heavy-handed at all. Regardless, if that movie is not for you, we don't need to be that heavy-handed. We didn't need the heavy-handed that scene in Endgame where it's like 14 different female heroes.
I like that though.
Like, you are not alone. We just happen to be together. Let's get this shit.
Wait, stop. Pause.
Okay.
Where the fuck was Hulk at the end scene?
That's a whole other.
Can we just dip into that a little bit? I know we're like just everyone got a cameo.
Right.
Everyone.
He snapped his fingers.
But that he didn't smash any. There was no rematch.
No.
Everyone was waiting for that rematch between Thanos and Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, all right now.
Right.
That was a big disappointment.
They had so many opportunities to him to catch his double-sided edge, stop him something. He just snapped his fingers and that was his cameo.
Yeah,
I wanted to see some.
That's a little
They hinted
weak.
at the whole thing is he was smart and he was in control, and they're like, oh,
He
this
was
is the
the
best of
comedic
both
relief.
worlds. We didn't see
was
the other.
He was dabbing
Yeah.
and shit. I don't want to see Hulk dab. Come on. I know I'm sounding old, but come on.
Yeah, I kind of wanted more of the old school like Hulk
smash.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
But back to your point about the heavy-handedness.
Yeah.
My only hope is and we're gonna talk about this movie in a bit more depth, is for Shang-Chi. That's
did we even
that's
talk
like
about
if they got to
No, I
the
don't think we did,
culmination, if they got to the climax, and all of a sudden they were like, everybody was kung fu.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, we know what we're dealing with here. We know we got a Chinese protagonist. We know we got
an
a
Asian
female
type of
protagonist.
movie.
Did either of you guys read the Shang-Chi comic books?
Well, yeah. Can we just go back quickly to the Eternals? Just to sort of
We're
review
jumping
this.
around.
Yeah. So, very interesting cast, and like you said, we got some stars in here with Angelina Jolie. Apparently, so this is one. This is the first example of a project where I'm like, I don't really know these people. But then I think about projects like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, I don't really know what the Guardians of the Galaxy are. But it turned out to be really, really good.
Yeah.
So I have this skepticism. I have this I have a lack of an emotional attachment akin to what I had for the Avengers and especially the Infinity Saga. But I will always say, and the great thing about comic books and for comic book movies is the characters don't really matter. It's just, can you create a story around these characters and get me emotionally involved? Now, you take something like Guardians of the Galaxy. I knew who Gamora was. I knew who Drax the Destroyer was. For the Eternals, I'm like, I don't know any of these. Yeah. And I did some research, and apparently, so this was the comic book group created by Jack Kirby in the 70s, and they've had many unsuccessful attempts to renew the series, to get people interested. So I don't know anything about these guys. I know that they're doing some gender switches for certain roles. I've heard about that.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
But that's what I mean. I think I'm almost certain this phase is for not to say it's a bad thing. Just don't misquote me. It's definitely tied into, because all movies are a mirror to society, so it's definitely tied into what's going on now with diversity in gender.
Yeah.
Or it should be if they were smart about it.
Yeah, the way it seems to me is they're definitely using this as almost like an experimental phase. They're saying, all right, we're going to take some of the, the characters and the stories and stuff that maybe you don't know as well, but we're going to use that as an opportunity to bring that to the masses and, of course, bring more people who haven't been seen as much on camera.
Trying to give the underrepresented some representation. Yeah.
Exactly, which needs to be had.
So that's our hot takes.
So that's the Eternals, basically. This is where we can see Galactus being involved, though. I know they're these characters are created by the Celestials, and then they're the Eternals, and then there's an antithetical group that went the bad guy route. I forget what they're called. It's they're called the Vengeful or something like that. Let's see if you can pull that up for me, Winston, if that information's there anyway.
Hey, we'll see if I can find it.
But I know that Thanos is considered one of that opposite group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And so the whole thing is that they're kind of like humans, but the bad guy ones, they're corrupted, so it makes your skin purple and you have lines in your chin, for example.
You turn into Grimace.
So I think it should be cool. It's been a while since Marvel has truly messed up on a film, to the extent of, say, a Captain America 1 or a Thor 1 and 2.
Or DC. Yeah.
Oh, well, DC is a kettle of different fish, but...
Yeah.
No, but DC has shat the bed many a moon.
Oh, yeah.
Countless. Came home drunk hey, bitch,
It says
It's like, what you saying, DC?
You're drunk.
You're drunk, DC. No, it's not. Look at Batman versus Superman.
Look at this. This is the third mattress this week. So much feces.
And listen, no shade to DC. Listen, I don't know. The DC
That sounded like a lot of shade, actually, but go on.
Dude, they've been fucking up. I mean, I didn't see the Jason Momoa one.
Actually, I did.
really well in the box office.
I actually watched it on a plane. I watched it on a plane.
Mimosa?
Jason Momoa.
He always goes down.
I wasn't gonna watch it, but then I was like, I couldn't find anything else to watch on this plane. I flew this like really cheap airlines flight, and they only had like 2 movies to choose from.
Jesus, you just had to watch it back to back.
So I just watched it back to back,
Where were you
bro.
flying to?
I was flying from Barcelona back to New York.
Oh, so you had to watch that back to back to back.
I had to watch it back to back to back.
Yeah.
Yo, it was long, man. So I tried to take naps, listen to some music or whatever. But I watched it and actually was pretty good because you know why? It had aspects that made Marvel so much fun for people. Like it was funny.
Okay.
So it didn't take itself too seriously. It wasn't like too dark. You know what I mean? So I think that's why people like that one as opposed to the Justice League.
I didn't even see Justice League. So all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Black
get back.
Widow. So we'll just double back to this one quickly. We've got Scarlett Johansson of course. This is going back.
Is this a movie?
This is before. This is a movie,
or show?
and this is
Black
before
Widow. Yeah.
she. Spoiler alert. Died. She fell on some rocks, hit her head, and now she dead.
Wait. Oh.
But this
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah, you're
supposed
talking
to
about- you're
double
talking about
back
Infinity
into
War.
her past.
I mean,
A lot of people were like, she deserved her own movie. I don't know that she did. I don't really care about this movie. But please, Marvel, prove me wrong.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be solid.
Why don't you care about the movies? Because she's a woman.
Whoa.
Are you sexist?
That is a.
We got to even up this masculinity.
Yeah,
we got to get a female
No,
host.
absolutely not. Absolutely
Female
not.
co-host.
I liked Wonder Woman. I thought that was decent.
I love Wonder Woman.
Me too, actually. I
liked,
thought it was really good.
I like Captain Marvel a bit more than you did. I didn't think it was great. I was like,
Yeah, you did. I was like, trash. Dumpster fire.
I enjoyed it.
Poo-poo.
I enjoyed it, but
I enjoyed it, but I was like, what?
I think I enjoy the more nostalgic elements of it. The fact that it was in the 90s and that sort of thing, not so much like the other parts in the movie. So
Yeah,
I think I liked Wonder Woman's backstory more, like her whole like thing with her like kind of her guardian like saying to train. Elena was her name or whatever. What's her name? Wonder Woman's name's like her true name. I don't whatever. Right? She's Amazon. I liked her backstory and like I loved her backstory and how it tied. Yeah, it tied into. I mean, I don't like the trope that she was doing it for a man during the end. I'm like, that's like typical trope. Like, oh, she met a man, she loves the man. I was like, whatever. But I dug her badassness and that she got to show that. You know, like she was OP. Because she's Wonder Woman. And Captain Marvel, I didn't like at the end she did the thing and I was like, okay, well.
There was no
Boo that,
in Wonder Woman. All right, on to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. Yes, 10 rings. So a couple of things to unpack here.
I got 10 rings, bitch.
That's the first thing. Second on the list, we've got our star.
You ain't got no rings.
We've got a somewhat unknown
Shang-Chi
in Simu Liu.
Is this in the universe with Iron Fist? It sounds like an Iron Fisty type of thing.
Not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
In any case, we've got someone, Simu Liu, who apparently campaigned on Twitter to get the role. He has not been in much. I looked up his filmography, and I did not know a lot of it. I know he got a lot of accolades for some TV project. He got a Canadian Screen Award at the Actor Award in 2017 for his work in Blood and Water, according to the official Wikipedia. Super official over here. But other than that, he was like a stuntman in Pacific Rim. He was like an extra, and I think he was a stuntman in another.
Wait, did you say he
petitioned
to get the role?
That's my understanding is that he
Can you
lobbied
do
to
that?
get the role. Well,
I mean, I guess you
he's got
can.
it.
Can you just beg?
He got it.
Hey,
So,
I mean,
it
I guess.
worked.
Hey, give me the role.
I guess it worked.
No.
So.
Please. Like,
Okay.
all right.
I guess it worked.
You twisted my arm. No, he just said.
So in any
please.
case, I guess so. Again, another. Do you guys?
I have.
You know,
I have not
I said
seen
it off top.
at all.
I'm underwhelmed. I'm not excited. I'm excited about Blade because, and this is a nostalgic thing. I remember Blade so vividly when it came out. It was like, and if you actually look back, that like jump started Marvel again.
It really did.
Because there was nothing really.
Yeah.
Do you
Or
remember?
that was kind of the beginning.
That was the
of
beginning.
Marvel
Yeah.
films.
Especially the first Blade.
The first one, second,
Yeah.
the second was alright.
The second
The
was
third
okay.
one, I was like, I
Once they got like Triple H from the
Yeah, I was
WWE
like,
in
no,
there,
no, no,
I wasn't
no,
really
no.
feeling
boy.
that. too
jumping
much.
the shark.
But
That happens in all movies. Yeah.
But I love Mahershala Ali and basically I don't know if you heard this, but Mahershala Ali actually called Marvel and said, I want to play Blade.
Hey,
They didn't contact him. So maybe that's the way to go.
That's
Maybe
the way
you
to
just
go.
need to call
Can
Marvel
you,
and be
can
like,
you guys
hey,
cure my ignorance? Who's Mahershala Ali?
whoa, he's in everything.
he's won 2 Oscars, one for Green Book, which
Oh wait,
was
wait, wait.
whack.
Moonlight.
But-
Moonlight. Yeah, yeah.
Moonlight
Black
was
dude from Moonlight.
that
I
was a
didn't
good
know-
movie.
yeah,
Cottonmouth from Luke
Yeah.
Cage.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
he was really good as Cotton.
I didn't know his
So-
name. I didn't know his name, but
Th-
I
that's-
know that actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
film is not for Phase 4, but it will be coming. Back to Shang-Chi. So basically, his my research, because I didn't.
Isn't he in Suits?
No,
Did he make Suits?
No.
No, Suits the show that was on USA.
Yeah, isn't he in Suits as a lawyer or something?
I don't
know.
All right, I don't know.
I've never seen
I
that
should
show.
have done
Any
my
case,
research.
Shang-Chi, his whole power is he is a master of various different martial arts. He's a master of martial arts. That's like his power to learn and master
all martial arts.
all martial arts. So
That's a
he's a
little on the
master
nose.
of kung fu. He was taught by his father, Fu Manchu.
That's his father's name?
His dad's name was like a goatee, so I guess if it was like Luke Cage, it's black. He was like, my dad was dreadlocks, and he taught me how to box.
Why would they do that?
This is before
My dad was flat top.
this was my daddy dropped fade.
That's so fucked up. Man.
Tell me how to fight.
My dad was light season.
Like so,
Season.
so fucked
Wow,
up.
that's- we're
So anyway,
being
yeah,
stupid and
his
racist.
dad was Fu
Sorry.
Manchu. I imagine they're gonna change that for the film.
I
Fu
hope
Manchu
so.
taught him.
I hope they
kung
change
fu.
it. That's
They have to.
that's
They have to. That's just
I mean,
too
is that the story? Or is
That's
that
the story, man.
I mean,
That's
if you're
kinda
gonna have a
He was
diversity
taught by
push,
stringy goatee.
you can't just be like, yeah, so we don't keep Fu Manchu.
Yeah, they're gonna
as
have
a
to.
name.
They're gonna
No,
have
they
to.
have to change
They
that
have
shit.
to at the very least address that.
They're gonna have to address it
Yeah,
somehow.
that's gonna upset like.
So
A lot of
yeah,
people.
so he's a martial
That's
arts
funny.
master. He knows kung fu. I imagine he knows karate and crazy. So
I don't know karate.
So the other thing for this movie though is that they with the title as it implies, and also through interviews with people who are working on the project, the 10 rings, which means they are actually bringing in the Mandarin, who also has a Fu Manchu in the comics, but he's not
Okay.
Fu Manchu. He just has one and 10 rings, and he can do lots of powerful things. Couple interesting things here. One, they're undoing the untold damage they did with Iron Man 3, where they made Ben Kingsley a drug-addled actor.
But all right, right there. We're stop right. Do you see what I mean? They're trying to.
Yeah,
That's
trying to fix
a huge, not red flag, but that's a huge I
Yellow
guess
flag?
hint
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
they're trying to undo like we realized
mistakes,
casting
yeah.
was kind of bizarre, like
Yeah.
you casting a Caucasian white dude as an Asian.
Oh, well, he wasn't being cast as an Asian per se, and I don't have an issue with Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin per se, but
It was
it was the
Mandarin.
character. Yeah. That's
It was
pretty, it's pretty
Mandarin.
bad. But Ben Kingsley is okay. He can whitewash anything, man. He was Gandhi. He played some sort of Arab nationality in House of Sand and
What
Fog.
was that? Did you have an
Because
insight?
I had a little bit of a
Wasn't
stroke.
he
I was
Gandhi?
trying to, I was
I
like,
think Danny
Wasn't he
just suffered
trying
a
to make
stroke
sure
on the
I
first
had
episode.
Wasn't he
You're
Gandhi?
like,
he was Gandhi. He was Gandhi.
He
He
was-
was. And you talk about another.
Wait, he was
form.
Gandhi?
He was Gandhi.
How did I
They
miss
put some
this?
brown makeup on this man, and they put him out there. They shaved his head and said, "Here you go."
Get this man some
You can
sun.
never do that now.
So all right, is this all right? Let's cut down to the brass tacks. We're gonna get back to the matter at hand. Is this like the Marvel Cinematics universe of woke? Because that's what it feels like to me. Like
The
we're-
Marvel
Cinematic
Cinematic Universe
of
of woke.
Yeah.
Phase 4 is like wokeverse.
Like,
Yeah.
woke,
we,
we're
should,
woke.
we should call this wokeverse.
The woke verse.
Because that's what it seems. And
Yeah.
again, no shade. It just seems like all right.
There, it's a little bit of panderage, but hopefully within
is,
that,
it is.
and you can do that. So, all right, a couple things. But it is necessary work, and I guess in order to undo the tendencies of however long film has been in existence, you've got to be a bit ham-handed, or at least you gotta be
Couple
like, hey,
decades.
look what we're doing. We're doing our first East Asian,
Yeah.
Marvel
Like Black
character
Panther,
movie.
like look at
yeah.
this, black
Right,
people
right.
can be superheroes. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
well, yeah, we know that. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched Blank Man.
And then they went heavy-handed, and they
I
were
watched-
like,
I watched Video
Yo,
Man.
Black Man was
Yo,
hot,
do you
son.
remember like
Yo, the
Robert
pajamas?
Towne said like There was that era of
Meteor
90s
Man.
movies, Meteor Man.
Oh,
Black
Meteor Man.
I think that was directed by Robert Townsend. As
Oh,
well.
okay. Okay.
And Meteor Man, that was Robert Townsend, but I think he produced it, and it was
Yeah.
like this time in the 90s, not to like distray, but like I mean, it wasn't a Marvel hero, but it was like at least an attempt at someone saying like, hey, we could be superheroes too.
Right.
Yeah.
For the younger generation, you might not know it, but like,
Yeah.
we're not represented much in like superhero fashion.
Oh,
so.
we had Shaft.
I mean,
Wait, like the
that was for a
what,
different
like the-
generation, I
you
guess.
talking about Shaft, the TV show, or like the old movie, like the 1960s black exploitation?
I don't even know what medium it was on. I just know the character existed, and Isaac Hayes made a song about it.
The song was hot, but
I knew the song.
All right, I just wanted to say that. That's,
All right,
that's
yeah.
Okay.
So Shang-Chi, there will be kung fu. Lots of different types of martial arts, I'm sure, and that at least I think can be cool in terms of introducing the 10 rings, which apparently have been hinted at throughout the universe already so far.
All right.
So that's gonna have larger
There'll
influence
probably be a
within the
YouTube
universe.
video where they have Easter eggs.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's already out there. And so that's pretty much the
All right.
significance of that
I
film.
just noticed
All
we're
right.
all wearing caps.
we are all wearing caps.
We are
Caps are
wearing
in.
hats.
Also,
Yes.
I don't give a shit about Shang-Chi if
You can't even
the
say his name right
Shang,
now.
Yeah, but
It's
that's how
that
much you
sort
don't
of
give a shit about
mentality.
him, yo.
that's how much I don't give
That's
a
how
shit
much you
about
don't
it.
give a shit.
It's that sort of mentality that gave his
Shang
father
Tsung,
the name Fu Manchu.
Isn't he from Mortal Kombat? Listen,
Oh man.
I don't care. I don't care that it's a new thing. If it's gonna be a kung fu flick in the Marvel universe, then I'm game. Because I grew up on like old school kung fu movies. Drunken Master, Jet Li, Ong Bak. Like, give me
That's what I'm saying.
a choreographed, get some like top level MMA guys, stunt guys,
Yeah.
and fucking give me a show.
Yeah.
With-
I want to see
Yeah.
some-
With CG, not because CG to me now, but like a fight scene or like a choreographed like Matrix
I just
fight
wanna
scene
see- yep,
mixed with CG. That's where I'm like, ooh, like have you guys seen Equilibrium
I haven't
with
seen it.
I have not
with
seen
crazy guy from Psycho,
Christian Bale?
yeah,
Oh, he's in it?
yeah, and not Omar Epps, the other black guy.
Okay. There's two of them.
All right.
Whatever. I'm just saying, the fight scenes in those two movies are just like really good with CG. It's just like, give me a good like fight scene, man. Choreograph
Yo.
it. So again, I don't
It can
care.
happen.
All right.
Make it good.
So let's move on because
Make it good,
we need to keep. There's a lot to talk. So
Yeah.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse, of Madness.
Yes, so I loved the first film. Benedict Cumberbatch
That was
reprises
dope.
his role. I'm very interested with the direction they're going to go with this, who the
It was
villain
very,
will
very
be. Also, the way they left things in
Wait,
Doctor
it
Strange
was Dormammu,
1,
right? In the
Dormammu was one, but then they hinted at his buddy, Baron Mordo, who had a bit of a palette swap from his comic to the film adaptation. We didn't know because he's black in the film and he's not in the comics, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
So
okay.
he's gonna be a bad guy. I don't know if he's gonna
black.
be
Wait,
the
you
bad
said
guy.
he's black in the film, but not in the comics.
Correct.
Another flag that it's a wokeverse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Have
I
they
don't-
done this? We did this with
Again,
Nick Fury. They did it with Zendaya, MJ.
If you're a listener, I'm just pointing out because I'm a little older and I can see it. Like, all right, this is for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I take it for face value, and that's fine. But don't try to hide it like, oh, this
Yeah.
is some new. Like, no.
I don't think they're trying to hide it. I mean, they did it with Little Mermaid, and people are just gonna be
Yeah.
upset.
I don't think they're trying to
No,
hide
what-
it at all.
I kind of missed that. I wasn't on the internet for that 1 week, and it was like a whole thing.
That was a big thing. And of course, the racist haters came online and they hated it. And,
Oh, yes.
and
But
then-
they don't like that she's.
They don't like that
and
she's
and
black.
Isn't there a black 007?
There's a black a woman. A
Right,
black
is-
woman
yeah.
007.
They double down.
Okay.
All the
They double
racists, the
down.
racists
They're
are
like,
out right now
Not
parading.
a black man,
like,
a black
what is happening?
gay woman. It's like,
People are not
face
ready for
explodes.
this, man. But I'm very
It's
interested.
about time, though. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very much about
How
time,
many
man.
007s, fam?
Look,
Bruv.
I love
Lots.
Look, let's keep it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready
Sorry.
for it.
So Multiverse of Madness, once again, May 7th, 2021. It's supposed to be the first pure horror film of the MCU.
Ooh, I'm
See,
excited.
that intrigues me. That intrigues me,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that really intrigues me. I'm very excited. Probably of all the films that they've talked about, that's probably the one in that phase 4 that I'm the most excited for.
Yeah, and this is the first, I think, real diving and exploration into the multiverse concept that was introduced in Endgame. They hinted at it in Spider-Man, but it wasn't what we thought. I'm not gonna say exactly what happened, but it wasn't we thought they were gonna introduce the multiverse in Spider-Man. They did not. This I don't know if we'll introduce it, but it certainly will explore it. It will also have the Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, will be showing her true powers.
She's pretty OP in Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
All right, gents. Let's move on to Thor: Love and Thunder, coming out November 5th, 2021.
Okay. Is this another woke movie? You sound really upset by this. You sound like you're
I'm going to be a sourpuss for this podcast. I can tell. I'm going to be the guy on the other side like, no.
I'm actually amped for
Love
this,
and
man.
Thunder?
Yeah, you're not amped for the new...
A love story? Come on, guys.
Wait, is it really going to be a love story?
It's for Love and Thunder with Natalie Portman.
Oh, man. Well,
I mean, lots of these stories are love stories, man.
But, okay. All right, so the I'm all about Marvel like going out. When I saw Ant-Man, I didn't see it in theaters, and I should have because I didn't realize they were marking it. I mean, it had Paul Rudd, so I should have known that him as an actor. Like I should have went because I like Paul Rudd. That it was like a Marvel film, but it was a comedic, like it was a comedy.
Right.
Like I was laughing throughout the whole thing, like cracking up, laughing. I was like, oh, this is a comedy. Like I realized that after like 30 minutes, I was like, oh, I'm like, so I'm all about that. And I guess this is my bias. I like comedies. I like action movies. I like horror films. If they're gonna jump like, okay, this is a Marvel movie, but as a love, like what is it, rom-com?
I don't think it's a romance.
No, it's not going to be like that. I don't think. I think it's going to be. You're going to see Natalie Portman as the first female Thor whooping guys' asses.
Thoris.
Wait, wasn't Natalie Portman his girlfriend?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, so they're bringing her back. She's going to be the first female Thor. I have no idea how this is going to happen.
How does she get the power?
Well, we're
She
going to
got
find
the hammer. Well, this is based on a very popular novel or whatever, or a saga, if you will, or arc. That
okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, so they will be pulling...
so it's based off of like
it's
some
based
lore.
off a very, very popular and critically acclaimed
I'm gonna stop being a
series. And that's the thing about Thor is that like you can tell these like individual random stories about Asgard and Asgardian gods and stuff, and it could be good. And Ragnarok, that had a very funny tone, and I doubt they're gonna deviate that much from the comedic tone of Ragnarok.
That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be similar to that. I actually liked Ragnarok.
I hope they pull it back. I thought it was a little too tongue-in-cheek.
He became kind of like again Thor, like god of lightning and thunder, like Prince of Asgard, this huge monolithic like being in this like Scandinavian lore, and like he's reduced to punchlines and being fat. Come on, like for me, like all right.
I'm gonna disagree with you there. I thought he was great in Endgame.
I thought it was funny.
He had an arc, but
it was a nice way to take that
he
character
got fat.
and make him
You agree with that? He got like fat and depressed.
Well,
he couldn't just get depressed. That's like cliche, like I'm drinking now. I don't feel. That's actually pretty good.
I actually kind of like that part from the movie.
But
okay.
if they had explored that and took that seriously, that would have been because there was a lot of
but they
time
did.
without action.
He saw his mother. Like they
I know.
Seriously.
But I think the way they handled it provided a lot more entertainment. Because otherwise, it would have dragged, man. It would have dragged.
And that's one of the things about Marvel, that their movies are so good because they provide like that. They
take the piss out of their characters.
Exactly,
yeah.
and it's cool, and it adds just like movement to the films.
Yeah.
Catch us like maybe in episode 40 when all this stuff comes out, and I'm like, it was actually pretty good. And I'll be eating my words.
So let's move
on.
All
right, now we're moving on to the.
So we're gonna Disney Plus shows.
Disney Plus.
I'm not downloading Disney.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier show. You're not amped for this? Anthony Mackie. He's gonna be in it.
That's where the blackness in me. I'm like,
Sebastian
I gotta support
Stan.
Anthony Mackie as the Black Cap.
Yo,
it's
gonna be dope, man.
You know what I mean?
He came out on stage with the shield.
He did. And
really?
And then he's like,
did he throw it at someone in the audience?
Ow! He went to Sebastian Stan and was like, yo, you wanna hold this for a minute? And he was like, oh, all right. So then he kind of held it for a minute, and then like they're going back and forth.
With the actual like shield?
With the actual shield, yeah.
Oh.
The actual shield.
Real. That's real vibranium.
That's real vibranium, yo.
That's real vibranium, yo. I'm actually.
Chappelle reference for you guys. It's real vibranium.
I'm actually looking forward to this, man. I think it'll be pretty good.
I just don't like the fact I have to download another.
That's the thing.
Service.
I'm looking right.
I'm like on 5 at this point. I'm like, dude, can everything just?
And how many do you have that you actually pay for yourself? Is the question.
Ooh, I've been stealing stuff from Danny. But that's like the family steal. I'm paying for my Amazon Prime.
Word.
My Netflix. My brother's being a dick. He took me off. Yeah.
What happened, y'all? Y'all got no.
I'm not gonna go. Let's keep it fun. But it's downstairs in the living room, so I watch it downstairs in the living room. I just can't watch it in my room. So Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and I think I'm paying for like an HBO adage.
So you get like the HBO Go with the
with
Amazon
the Prime or something.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was watching Game of Thrones because I had to.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I feel like that's
a
how.
lot.
I mean, that's another
4.
thing that we can talk about another time. Is like who's going to be taking money out of their pocket for Disney Plus?
That's what I'm saying.
Nerds.
I don't know.
We probably will.
Well, just because like these shows are like, if you're into Marvel, like
You
how are you
have
going to
to-
miss these shows?
Yeah.
And then Star Wars too. They got like the
That's right.
Mandalorian.
That's right.
So this is my thing overall, and then you can lump in Star Wars series with this as well. Is what I'm very curious to see is the degree of production that goes into these. So we've got like the Netflix TV cinematic universe or whatever you want to call it.
We're talking about like with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage,
Cage, The Defenders, and Daredevil. Yeah. These are big time heroes, especially Daredevil. I think is deserving of his own feature film, and he did get one. And we wish it didn't exist. We're moving on from that.
Yeah. He did get one, and they
yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is, although I liked those shows to varying degrees, they did. We had Daredevil, we had Luke Cage, we had fight scenes that could have had so much production value. We had someone who has super strength and can't be, his skin can't be broken by bullets or penetrated by bullets or knives or whatever. He could have been like jumping off buildings. He could have been like throwing buildings, throwing cars, and they basically use his powers to like crumble up guns in his hand and shit. And
Yeah.
I mean, they did skimp. I mean, hey, man, they were kind of slaves to their budget. You know?
Yeah.
And
So
it's
what
like,
I'm saying is, I hope that this group of series is not a slave to that budget. They're gonna get that. I want them to. I want to see, because look at the likes of Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, all these series with big set pieces.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I know we're not gonna talk about Stranger Things probably the next episode, but I
we'll
just watched it and like it was dope. Like
think about what you could do
because of that, the production value. I was like, immerse me if you're gonna immerse me. You can't half-ass immerse someone.
Yeah.
Like, this is dope, kinda.
It's like, okay, this is a decent fight scene for TV show of this budget.
Yeah.
We're like, no, I want to be like, whoa.
Yeah. Did you see that fight scene? And I think it's because, just side note, I watch anime fight scenes, and it's like those are like epic, like whoa, rewatchable things. So when I watch regular like whatever real life or like in real time, not real time, but like real life fight scenes, and coming from watching kung fu movie backgrounds, I'm expecting some type of wow me, man. For sure. Take me to dinner.
So that's the kind of overall take. I have high hopes for these shows.
Yeah.
It is a shame that I will have to buy a new streaming service in order to watch them. Not happy about that.
Whoa. So we all are. Agreed. We're all buying Disney Plus.
I think you're buying, and we're going to share your account.
Exactly. I think that's what, that's what we're going to do.
That's what we just got from
I'm going to buy it, and Winston and Danny are going to just hop on.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right, Wanda Vision, spring 2021. That's dealing with Wanda Maximoff, or Scarlet Witch.
Can I say I thought it was Wanda Sykes?
Wanda Sykes.
It would have been better if it was Wanda Sykes.
There's a view of Wanda Sykes like,
Thanos, you killed my husband. What you trying to do?
What's your fucking problem?
Why you do that?
Take my foot off in your head.
No. It's exploring Scarlet Witch.
I would
that's must see TV right there. Yeah. That would pay for the Disney streaming service just for Wanda Sykes as a Scarlet Witch.
Come on, do these dishes, Vision. All right. So let's move on to Marvel What If real quick.
This is an
Shout
interesting
out Wanda
one.
Sykes. She's awesome.
I'm actually pretty amped for this because when I heard that.
Wait, where are we at? Sorry.
Oh,
What If?
So
animated.
So Jeffrey Wright's gonna be a part of this. Chris Evans
as the Watcher.
So that's dope. Michael B. Jordan will probably be in it as our friendly neighborhood. What was his name? Killmonger. Thank you.
Word?
Yes. So it's gonna be animated. So the whole thing is like basically they're gonna be able to just have creative. Yeah, they're gonna be as creative as possible, and they can make it as though he never died in the film. Spoiler alert. So I'm really amped for this because I think this will be interesting. It'll take people in directions that you would never ever like imagine it going.
And the fact that it's animated, they have way more, I guess, just agency or whatever, freedom to make it cool. Since it's animated. They have more time to be deliberate.
And also you can get the actors involved for specific characters, like your Michael B. Jordans. I think that I heard that Chris Hemsworth is going to be involved. They've got these actors involved to do the voiceovers, and that's obviously a lot easier to get someone on a microphone than it is to.
They're going to get the actual legit actors of these characters on the show,
opposed to some generic like someone who sounds like
like
they've got there are like official people who voice these characters within like the animated MCU.
That must as a voiceover actor that must be. I'm a little torn because it's taking money out of these people that have voiced over like these characters.
I mean, they're still gonna have the gig. They're still gonna have.
I know, but like,
and I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear these. Respect to all these voice actors, and they are very talented voice actors. But I don't want to hear Captain America. Hey guys, I'm Captain America. It's like no.
Yeah,
give me Human Torch or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I agree. I rather have the the people
original.
that I'm used to like watching on screen and like in human form and having them in the.
It's kind of like
series.
watching like sub versus dub anime.
Yeah,
basically. So
believe it.
We got
Loki. On to Loki. Tom Hiddleston is reprising his role. Not interested at all.
Not interested at all. Don't give a shit about
I'm interested. So all of these shows are going to be tied in with the MCU proper.
I will on purpose miss that. I wasn't a fan of him in the movies. He was just kind of the snarky, like,
Too mischievous for you?
No, but just like a dick, like, ugh.
That's part of being mischievous.
I know, but he's just, I didn't like him. If I met him in the street, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah. You would have been like, hey, fuck you, Tom.
Fuck you, Tom. They're like, well, this black guy is very angry at me. Yeah, no, I just wasn't a fan of like Loki. Just
okay. So, but the thing to know here is that this is the version of Loki from that we saw in Endgame, not the dead one from Infinity War, but the one that fucked off with the Tesseract. He popped away and went somewhere we don't know.
Right. So
it's going to be the Loki that has not gone through the character growth that he underwent in the Dark World, whichever Thor 2 was called, and then Ragnarok. And so he's going to have regressed in terms of his personal attributes.
All right. I mean,
can we talk about the next bullet point?
All right.
Hawkeye.
I'm hype about Hawkeye. I'm hype about him.
It's dope that Jeremy Renner's going to be.
Yeah, I liked him as he played that to a T.
Yeah,
definitely. And the thing for me here is I was a huge fan, and a lot of people were a huge fan of the Matt Fraction comic book series for Hawkeye. Yeah.
For those of us who don't know, what is it?
All right. So the logo is the same logo of this comic book series. It's a very interesting. It's really, really well written, and it's kind of the stories are grounded. The first story is about him like trying to get affordable rent for his neighbors.
Welcome to New York
you know
City,
what I mean?
Baby.
So it's like stuff like that. It's about him in the city, these low stakes sort of situations, but it's so well written. The first few issues, at least, it always starts with this motif of each issue starts off with like, okay, this looks bad, and he's like caught in some sort of predicament, and they double back. They use time in interesting ways to unfold the story. In short, this is a template of lots of good storyboards that I hope they're able to adapt into a film version. Works really well in comic book. Interesting to see how that will play out.
I'll watch it.
I will watch it. Now let's talk about the things
I'm hyped for.
Yes.
And me and Winston are hyped for.
Woo!
Why are you raising your hand?
Are we talking
like you're in class?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Mister.
So we talking about what? X-Men?
I'm hyped for an X-Men reboot because I don't know what after remember the first X-Men and 1 and 2 I lost track of where they were Apocalypse and then it was Days of Future Past Present Past
First Class
First
Class seemed like a reboot, but it was not.
Coach Class
universe.
There were things about the movies I liked, but
it just went. I was like, where am I? I don't even know where I am or when am I? Who?
They messed up Phoenix twice. Not once, but twice.
Did you see the second one?
I didn't see it.
I never saw it, but the reviews were
they were bad.
They were trash.
Yeah. That's how official we are. We're going off the reviews. We're like, Metacritic got a bad score. I'm not going.
I mean, it looked.
Hey man, you gotta pay money to go to the movies. If a movie gets bad reviews, I'm probably not gonna.
I will not see a movie based on reviews. But I am hyped. I hope they do it right again. Fresh start.
How are we gonna accept a new Logan, a new Wolverine? How are we gonna?
Who was
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. He was pretty.
I'm trying to think.
That's
who would make a good Wolverine? Since we really don't know who the cast is gonna be.
Right in. Who would you cast as the new Logan?
Absolutely.
Like a rugged
I'm trying to think who would make it. I feel like they always cast Ryan Reynolds for everything. They're gonna make Ryan Reynolds do every single Marvel character.
We know Deadpool's coming back. Actually, they asked Kevin Feige about this. You didn't say anything about Deadpool, and he was like, "I said the mutants are coming back, and Deadpool is among those mutants."
That is true. He was kind of hanging out with Colossus.
Oh yeah, very much so.
That's
so yeah, X-Men very
Very hyped.
That's a huge part. So that will be like, that's when Refractory is over. This is like, all right, Dick is ready.
Yeah.
Let's get the X-Men in here. Let's get Fantastic Four.
Time
we got
it together.
Galactus.
Dick is ready.
See?
I drank my pineapple juice, girl. You better get ready for this.
Jesus.
Wow, that is a turn. That's a turn.
Yeah.
We got to finish strong.
Fantastic
we got 7 minutes.
4 is coming up next.
I'm hype about this because they also shat the bed with that.
God, they shat the bed twice. They were like, yeah, let's do this again.
Like,
That last movie with Michael B.
Wait, didn't
Jordan as whatchamacallit, the Fire Kid.
As Human Torch.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
No.
That was trash.
You know when you just see something like, I'm not going to see. You're not going to get $20 from me.
I fell asleep.
I'm not going to give you.
Well, the original Fantastic Four, they didn't get my $20. They did get my time on a couch watching HBO, and that was
with like the
weird
weird thing, like
Silver
costume.
Surfer, and then they had the dude from Nip Tuck as Doctor Doom.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God,
that's right.
So these are characters that they really need to bring in. They really need to bring back Doctor Doom. They need to get the Fantastic Four right. There are rumors that Jason Sudeikis will be playing Reed Richards.
Oh, that's dope.
That would be interesting.
That would be dope.
That would be interesting.
That would be dope.
Because he's funny and he's
he got the action thing going on.
He's got a range.
Yeah.
He
got range.
I can see him doing that.
I'd be happy. Hey, so in terms of wokeness, this was like the one time, and I am a POC. I am mixed. Mulatto, if you will.
You can guess what I am, goddamn. But
I was a little bit tight. I was a little bit tight about the Michael B. Jordan,
No,
the Michael B. Jordan casting, because the whole thing is a family dynamic. This is like, hey, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, they are brother and sister.
What was their
I think they were like adoptive brother and sister.
He was adopted. Yeah. I mean, I was fine with it. I was fine.
It's fine. All about inclusion.
I was fine.
Like I said, like they're shoehorning shit in. You know, all right, we gotta make it for everyone. All right, moving right along.
Right, we're at the end.
Blade,
super hyped.
I'm a little on the fence. Blade 1 was so classic. I can go home and watch that tonight and be like, this was still a good movie. 2 and 3 I don't count. But
yeah.
I like to see where they go with the whole vampire thing. I like
vampires. Can I tell you guys
something?
Hot take.
What?
Hot
Save
take.
space. Save space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, go for it.
I never saw the movies.
Oh, my God.
You didn't see Blade 1?
Danny.
I never saw Blade 1.
Danny, man.
You talk shit about me not seeing Logan, and you haven't seen an old ass movie.
Wesley Snipes at his best.
You haven't seen Blade?
I have not seen any.
Wait, Blade 1 you haven't seen?
Not Blade 1?
Oh, I gotta leave, man.
Nor 2?
Let me... Yemi has just left.
Yemi left it. All right.
No,
well, you gotta get on that.
I'm actually super hyped. I'm curious to see what the cast is going to be, and I think Mahershala Ali is the perfect person to play Blade.
Looks like Blade. Yeah.
And I think he will be... I'm gonna hot take it right now. I think this Blade is probably gonna be better than the original. I'm just guessing. With all the technology available and how good an actor he is, I think it's gonna be amazing. I mean, this is early predictions. We have no idea when it's coming out.
We don't even know when those are coming out, right?
But I want to see tie-ins, man. Blade is supposed to be tied in with the Spider-Man universe. I'd be very interesting to see how he ties in.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna do a standalone.
You think it'll be standalone one-off?
Yeah. And I think that's good. That's good.
All right, we've got a couple minutes left. Let's just briefly talk about these omissions. So we know that Guardian 3 is coming. We know Black Panther 2 is coming. And there's something else that I'm missing that we know is coming that they didn't announce.
I think those are the main ones.
Well, New Avengers. We know a New Avengers is coming. They did say that they are going to do a New Avengers.
It'll be like way down the line,
There will be new members. There will be existing members. So we'll be curious to know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Guardians 3. Apparently, this is taking place after Thor: Love and Basketball. Which I'm going to keep on calling it that. Because at the end of Endgame, Thor was with the Guardians. He's like, we're the Asgardians of the galaxy. Yeah. So they're going to be in some galactic hijinks. So that'd be cool to see. Black Panther 2, I don't know what villain they'll use for that.
Do you think Killmonger's going to come back? Apparently that's a rumor that they're going to bring Michael B. Jordan back as Killmonger in some fashion.
I would love it. I think that too often comic book films kill off really good and compelling villains.
He was a great villain.
Just like leave it open. That's what comic books do. They're just like, hey, just leave it open for them to come back.
Yeah.
The power of fantasy.
Yeah.
We did it, guys.
Okay. I think it is time to...
Damn, that was an hour?
I know.
Things up. So let's tell the listeners where they can find us. You can find me, Danny Bronner, on Instagram at I_am Dantastico, or you can find me on Twitter, LacesOutDan485. Where can we find you guys?
All right, so I hate Twitter, but if you want to find me on Twitter, I'm under there as BrewYork20, and on Instagram, you can definitely find me on there as Radio Win, WIN. Whenever you want to shoot me a message, feel free to shoot me a message.
Hit him in the DMs.
Yo, you can find me Yemi Comedy at Yemi Comedy on Instagram. On my Twitter, you can find me at GetYems at GETYEMZ on Instagram. Where can they find
That
us?
was Twitter.
Twitter, sorry.
We have not set up a place for them to find us, but we are the Binge Society.
We are Binge
We're gonna
Society,
set that up,
and you
man.
can find us where you pick up all your podcasts.
All the platforms,
All your platforms.
Are coming. Everything's coming.
We're coming with the social media and everything. It's
Yeah,
a
we
first episode.
we have just like wiped off the amniotic fluid.
Yeah.
still
We were
got,
born
like,
today.
Yeah,
and
we
it
were
feels
born
good.
today. I just got my ass slapped before coming in here.
Okay.
On the way, I'm gonna report. I'm gonna report that to HR.
Yeah. So keep binging, keep watching, and keep distracting yourself with what's going on, and we'll be here to review that shit.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one.
Word.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. Later.
We out. Peace.